Hi, my name's Brett, and this is my channel, Retire Strong. I'm halfway through an online transformation challenge that's 90 days long, and I'm not just doing this to look better or win the prize money, although that would be nice, but I'm really using this as a rapid start to help me towards my progress on my fitness goals as I'm entering my 50s and looking forward to a retirement that's full of life in 10 years. So I'm sharing this with you today to give you a little bit of insight into what I've done that's been so successful so far in this channel, and to tell you how I'm going to win it. Now, I do plan on winning that top prize, which is $6,000, and that will be an extra bonus. But even if I don't, my plan is to lose over 40 pounds on this 90-day challenge and really transform my health and get into new habits for everything with regard to how I sleep, eat, work out, and just make those habits ingrained. So I'm going to share with you those today. And in a follow-up video, obviously, I'm going to post the results and see if I've actually hit my goal of 40 pounds. I'm pretty well on my way. It's a little over halfway through. Here it's November 2nd, started September 8th, and it ends on December 7th. But you have until the 12th to submit your picture. So I guess it ends on December 12th. At any rate, I've already lost 28 pounds. So it's obviously the progress in the beginning is very good, very quick, but it could slow down, but I'm planning to keep the pedal to the metal and win that prize. So obviously you can tell I'm not a fitness influencer. I'm a guy entering his 50s who decided finally enough is enough. I did enter this challenge last year 3 different times. I took before pictures and never submitted them. I kind of spun out and hit the hay bales 2 weeks in, a month in. Never more than a month, though, consistently. So I don't know what changed this time, but finally something happened. It could have been, I do think I know what happened. It's really had a health scare and also lost my brother this year to cancer and just kind of got serious about everything. And one major change that I think affected everything was I decided to quit drinking. And I'll do another video on that later, but it may be just one habit that's holding you back. And that, I think, was mine, right? Because I would always do fitness, but I would always sabotage with alcohol and then food. So what am I doing? So today I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the plan and how I've lost almost 30 pounds in just over 45 days. I think it's been 47. Okay, the challenge I'm doing is called the Pro Physique Transformation Challenge. And it's run by a YouTuber named Paul Ravella, who's a fitness coach and has been a competitive bodybuilder, all natural bodybuilder his whole life, and has coached many physique athletes, men and women. And he's out of Tampa, Florida, is where I'm from, actually. And he's about my age, 49, but he is obviously ridiculously shredded and in great shape. But he does a lot of great content about food and nutrition and exercise. And he really is a big proponent of walking, which for me, interestingly, I can't really walk because of a torn Achilles and some bone spurs that I really need to get fixed. But I've been doing other things, so it's good that you can find other ways to kind of get around. If walking is not possible for you, there's other cardiovascular activities that you could do to really stay in the game as far as a little bit of exercise to burn a few extra calories. But really, as I mentioned, I was 311 pounds at my highest, 42% body fat. When I started this challenge, I was 291.8, and now I am 263.2. So really made a lot of progress. And, even though I was, I was believing that I was going to do it this time, I started kind of slow. I mean, I just started trying to get in the habit of going to the gym every day. And I'm not a morning guy, I didn't try to change every habit. I just went to work in the morning after my coffee, and then I'd go to the gym in the evening, and just kind of get on the Stairmaster. For whatever reason, that doesn't hurt my Achilles. It's something that I could do without any pain, so I would do that for 15 minutes at the lowest setting. And then I would move over to the treadmill and walk at a slight incline. Again, if I go too high, that'll aggravate the Achilles where it inserts on the heel bone there. But I was able to just kind of put it together a little bit at a time in terms of the working out and just get in the habit. Really, the big thing was I was able to restrict my calories by going between 1,800 and 2,500 calories. And again, that was hard for me at first, and it became relatively easy. I've never been a MyFitnessPal guy. Tracking the macros, totally dumb of me. I mean, that's the way to go. It's been way easier than I thought. And, in years past, I've done the every diet. I mean, I've been on, carnivore, eating ribeye steaks and just too many calories in that, unless you're really careful about your protein sources and your fat. But this time, I'm dialed in and I'm moving forward. And now, as of last week, I switched to protein sparing modified fast. So if you haven't heard of that, look that up. I recommend Lyle McDonald. He wrote a book, which I actually purchased like 5 years ago, called the Rapid Fat Loss Handbook. And it's a great guide to how to do this diet safely and effectively. I don't do the caffeine and ephedra and things that he recommends in that book because, number one, I'm still really obese and don't need that. My metabolism's still going pretty good, even though I am on about 1,100 calories right now. But it's super high protein, and it basically, like it sounds, spares your muscle from being wasted or eaten by your body. So it's been very effective. I've actually gained a little bit of strength. I finally did get one of these scales that measures your body fat percentage and your muscle mass, and it's been really neat just to see how it's holding steady. So, I've got about 42 days left on the challenge, give or take, depending on when I submit my pictures on that final week. But so again, the non-negotiables for me on this challenge have been sleep every night. I'm trying to get 8 hours. If I can get 7, that's good too. But I'm really pretty militant about trying to go to bed at 10, if I can, 10:30. And then the other thing, obviously, the food, right? The nutrition is paramount. It's way more important than exercise. You can exercise, it's great. Add that too, but the food for me, especially as I'm on this PSMF part of the diet, has just been critical. And, prioritizing the protein, getting enough protein has been the answer, and so trying to keep 1,100 calories, but with 170 grams of protein, at least, maybe a little bit more some days. If I'm lifting that day, I just feel like eating a little bit more. But that's been great. And I am lifting weights 2, maybe 3 times a week. So I do recommend that on the PSMF plan. Again, I can't recommend Lyle McDonald enough. He's really kind of the godfather of this diet, and will tell you how to do it safely and effectively, and how to plan it out, and when you actually need to do a diet break or something like that if you're a little bit leaner. Again, that doesn't apply to me right now. I need to get into a different kind of category of dieter before that will even happen. So at least 6 weeks I'll be on this before I even think about taking kind of a refeed break or anything like that. So I know you might be thinking that this could all just fall apart on me after the challenge, or when I quit doing the PSMF part, whether that be after the challenge or even longer. And you just go back to your old ways of eating pizza and junk food, and you put back on all the weight. And that certainly could happen. That's a big risk, and so I'm cognizant of that. I think it's just a mindset difference though this time, and I think I'm using PSMF and this challenge really to get me going on this fitness journey in a faster manner, and just kind of make the results happen quicker, which is what everybody wants. Certainly I could lose the weight over 3 years, and so there's going to be a lot more work to do after this challenge, and that's fine. But there is really no reason to go slow if you have a proven method that's science-based that will allow you to retain the muscle mass and lose weight super fast. Again, it mimics fasting in the sense that you're just taking in very little calories, but you're taking in the right calories, which is protein, to be able to maintain your muscle mass. So, I think the difference for me at this challenge, why I've failed 3 times before, was I just didn't believe. I've known about PSMF for years. As I said, I bought the book years ago. I just couldn't commit. But this time I've committed, and I think this time around I just believe everything. And I just think, if I knew I was going to succeed no matter what, if I did the right things, wouldn't you do it? And so, this time I believe that 100%, if I'm doing these things, I'm going to succeed. And so, I would say there's power in the challenge, the 90-day challenge, or any type of challenge that you could do online or with friends. I think this online Paul Ravella Pro Physique Challenge is really awesome. It's a good one because, I submitted my pictures, not anonymously, but, submitted pictures to a group of judges. It was just a small team there, and I didn't. So if you're not comfortable posting online or in a Facebook group, you don't have to, certainly. I'm going to share the results here on YouTube, but that's totally just my decision, right? But I think it's powerful because you're submitting you're putting yourself out there, you're telling yourself and others that you're going to do something, you're going to transform, and you have a time-bound goal, 90 days to do it. And so it really kind of gets you energy around the goal. And there is this time element, there is a deadline. So I think it's super powerful, and I would encourage you to do it just for that reason alone, is that it's different than just kind of, oh, I'm going to lose weight, New Year's resolution, 2025, I'm going to lose weight. So this is just more powerful in the sense that you do have a deadline, you're putting it out there to some degree. And so, you got to show up every day and make it happen, or like I did before, fail 3 times. So this is the time where it's working for me, and I'm really excited about it. And, so I would encourage you to do it. Whether you have a lot or a little to lose, it definitely works. And that's why I wanted to make this video too, is just trying to encourage others through my experience of doing the 90-day challenge, that it's something that I think really will work for you. All right, so to kind of wrap it up on this video, I just want to leave you with the thing that kind of resonated with me on a different YouTuber, Dan Martell, had said, be, do, have. And so what that meant was, first you got to be the type of person that is a fit person, right? You got to think that you are, you got to believe it, and you got to give yourself some evidence that you are by doing those things that a fit person would do. So what I've been doing is just every time I go to the gym, every time I weigh my food and measure it and eat exactly what I plan to eat, I'm bringing evidence to the table that I am a fit person, and it reinforces my confidence. And then before you know it, you'll have what you want. So I think that's so true, and very simple concept, that you got to just be it, internalize it, know that you're going to do it and that you're already doing it, and then do those things. And then that's your evidence that you are a fit person. And then you will be, in time, if you just keep adding those wins up and just stacking up days where you've done the right thing. So I'm just really excited about it, and wanted to share it. Wanted to be able to come back at the end too and post my results. So win, lose, or whatever happens, I'll post the results for everybody, and you can see the before and afters and everything, and just how much I've transformed in this challenge. And so if you like this kind of content in your 40s, 50s, or even older, and you're looking to get ready for retirement, or you're already retired and you just need to be fitter, subscribe to the channel, and we'll do more of this, and hope to share with you more of the successes as I go forward. Again, trying to get really fit for a great retirement, even though it's 10 years away. So, all right, thanks for watching.